Expose Evil here. Like, share, subscribe. Today I'm doing a video on exposing the Egyptian Book of the Dead as the source of satanic rituals done worldwide. And I really don't mean the source. I would say like one of the sources. I guess Egypt is like the best learnt in what they call the Babylonian mystery religions. So this is chapter 6, page 58. Thank you, David Carrico, the Egyptian Masonic Satanic Connection. This is where I learned this from. If you want to say this is a lie, this is I have the actual book here. This one is the Papyrus of Ani, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, 1240 BC, by A.E. Wallace Budge. Chapter 6, right? Who are these gods? They are the drops of blood which came forth from the phallus of Ra when he went forth to perform his own mutilation. These drops of blood sprang into being under the forms of the gods Hu and Sa, who are in the bodyguard of Ra, and who accompany the god Tem, aka Atum, daily and every day. See the perversion? Now, in the Papyrus of Ani, there's many other rituals about killing babies, the firstborn specifically, killing women, lighting the cauldron fire, chopping up body parts, putting it in the cauldron and boiling it in blood, then eating the actual body and drinking the blood. There's multiple rituals about masturbation, stealing a man's wife, different crazy things like this. Very evil. Obviously satanic. And A.E. Wallace Budge says this: the notion that by eating the flesh, or particularly by drinking the blood of another living being, a man absorbs his nature or life into his own, is one which appears among primitive peoples in many forms. It lies at the root of the widespread practice of drinking the fresh blood of enemies, a practice which was familiar to certain tribes of the eras before Muhammad, and which tradition still ascribes to the wild race of Khatam, and also of the habit practiced by many savage huntsmen of eating some part, e.g. the liver, of dangerous carnivora, in order that the courage of the animal may pass into them. The fresh blood of a brave men also are among semi-savage or savage tribes eaten and drunk to inspire courage. You get it? It says, but the idea of hunting, killing, roasting, and eating the gods as described above is not apparently common among ancient nations. The main object of the dead king in doing this was to secure the eternal life, which was the particular attribute of the gods. And they believe drinking and eating the blood in the body of kids preserves them and keeps them young. I don't know if everyone heard about adrenochrome. The real popular scene in the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and they take the adrenochrome. And the guy says he gets the adrenochrome from a Satanist freak. And he was a lawyer. He said he represented this Satanist freak. He didn't have no money to pay him, but he gave him this drug.
What's the address of the emergency? Man, we have a friend that was over here and he just, damn, we need to talk. Exactly what happened. We sit on the balcony, he just ran in there and started nothing. He's alive. He's calling right now.
Okay, so first of all, what were you high off?
I was high off, first of all, I was high off no sleep,
Okay.
I was high off no sleep, I'm somebody study people like, Max Planck, come on, Master Farad Muhammad, to you know, just really deep, you know, Aleister Crowley, you know, just extreme characters, and yeah, I was.
He names Aleister Crowley the Satanist. Everyone calls him a Satanist, but obviously the media wants to portray him as just an occultist and a magician. It says the Baphomet, the supreme and holy king of Ireland, Iona, and all the Britons that are in the sanctuary of the Naxos Ultio Oro Templar Orientis, Crowley in full Masonic regalia. Sorry if I butchered that word. 1916. Past Grand Master Aleister Crowley, Frater Superior, Baphomet XI degree. If you do a quick research on him, you get this, and I want to point out some things here. Aleister Crowley was an English occultist, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, novelist, mountaineer. He founded the religion of Thelma, that, as in the law of Thelma, that the witches and the Wiccans use today, identifying himself as the prophet entrusted with guiding humanity into the Aeon of Horus. Again, an Egyptian-styled occultist, whatever you want to call them, magician. Horus, if you don't know, Horus is the reincarnated Osiris, the same as the Apis bull, later known also as what? Ra, Amun-Ra also, right? In the early 20th century, a prolific writer, he published widely over the course of his life. Born to a wealthy family in Royal Leamington Spa, Warwickshire, I believe he was a generational Satanist, already born into this type of lifestyle. But they say this: Crowley rejected his parents' fundamentalist Christian Plymouth Brethren faith to pursue an interest in Western occultism. He was educated at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he focused his attentions on mountaineering and poetry, resulting in several publications. Some biographers allege that here he was recruited into a British intelligence agency. That's equivalent to the CIA that we have here in the United States. So this is like similar to what people believe about the Church of Satan that's in the United States. They believe that the CIA created this and sent out this agent, Anti-Sander LaVey. And then the same thing with the guy who made the Egyptian version of it, called the Temple of Set, Michael Aquino. He's a general in the United States Army. So they also think he's a CIA agent, and he branched off and made an Egyptian version of the Church of Satan, which he was a member of also. Now, it says further suggesting that he remained a spy throughout his life. In 1898, he joined the esoteric Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic by Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers. That guy is a real Egyptian freak. And Alan Bennett, moving to Boleskine House by Loch Ness in Scotland. He went mountaineering in Mexico, and Oscar Ekenstein, before studying Hindu and Buddhist practices in India. So, you know, again, Hindu, Buddhism, same as any other mystery religion. Same as the mysteries of Isis. Same as the mysteries of Dionysus, Bacchus. No matter where you go, Mercury, Hermes, same thing. He married Rose Edith Kelly and in 1904 they honeymooned in Cairo, Egypt. See, they really loved Egypt. People have this thing that they believe. The white Masons have this other thing, and then the black Masons have this type of belief. No, they all have the same belief. They all believe in Egypt. And some people believe that the white people are taking the Egyptian knowledge and using it for evil to control the black people. That's another belief that's out there. You know my belief. I'm a Christian. We believe this is a mystery religion from Babylon. Genesis 11:7-9. I'll say where Crowley claimed to have been contacted by a supernatural entity named Awas, who he later said Awas was Satan, who provided him with the Book of the Law, a sacred text that served as the basis for Thelma. Announcing the start of the Aeon of Horus, the book declared that its followers should do what thy wilt. As you see, the very rich Jay-Z, Freemason, do what thy wilt. Aleister Crowley follower. And then more evidence I have here that the Egyptian Book of the Dead is practiced by living people. The soul in the Egyptian Metaphysics and the Book of the Dead, page 23 by Manly P. Hall. It says, Professor Breasted, the most distinguished Egyptologist, told me that he was convinced that this book contained the ritual of sacred drama performed by the living in the secrecy of the ancient temples. He justified his remarks by saying that he had personally examined the manuscripts of this work which had been marginated with prompters, marks, and notes indicating the entrances and exits. The ritual was evidently part of the primitive mass cult. When a priest or even a consecrated layman put on the mask or likeness of one of the gods, he became identical with that god.